several police reports were filed for car thefts and car break-ins. Take a look at some of the damage here. As you can see, this window was busted in and some of that glass is still here on the floor. Diana Kojikari's mother was in court today as her daughter pleaded not guilty for failing to report Madalena's disappearance. Today, we spoke to Diana's mother, and she believes Madalena is still alive. Detectives handed out these calling cards to suspects. We're currently riding on Cassie on UNC Charlotte's campus. This is actually my first time riding in a driverless vehicle. I sat down one-on-one with District Attorney Spencer Merriweather to discuss some of the teen crime happening in our community. He says at times it can be an uphill battle, and the legal system isn't always the answer. CMPD says an Amazon driver was using the restroom here at this Whole Foods in Uptown. Then she was attacked. I was actually first to approach Palmer as he stepped outside of jail for the first time in 9 months. There is so much energy. We're at the starting point where people are getting ready to march, but I do want to show you something. The balloons, people love them. Let's take a look. Defense attorneys laying out their case why Christopher Palmer claims he did not know Madalena went missing. Prosecutors calling that ridiculous.
The idea that he could have been in his home for 3 weeks and not know that she was missing is laughable.
In the end, the judge gave Palmer a lower bond Thursday at $25,000 secured. He's charged with failure to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. His wife, Madalena's mom, Diana Kojikari, faces the same charge. Both pleaded not guilty to the charges. The state did not offer a plea deal to either of them. Madalena was last seen in November getting off this school bus. Today, we heard from Diana Kojikari's mother, Madalena's grandmother. With the help of a translator, she shared pictures with us and told us she believes Christopher Palmer is a criminal and that he sold Madalena. My Madalena is alive, and I hope the FBI and detectives find my granddaughter, and together with Diana and Madalena, will leave this country. I asked her if she had a message for Madalena. Through tears, she says that I love her very, very much. Madalena and Diana, I love them very much. 365 days.
It's hard. It is really hard.
Each day brings a new challenge, new pain, a new way of life.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like this gut-wrenching feeling some days, but then some days you can feel their presence and you're like, all they would want is our happiness.
That happiness taken away June 13th, 2022.
And I'm like, what's going on? He was like, golf cart versus car accident. And I just hung up the phone and I was like, something, I knew at that moment.
It was a moment Brianna Mills will never forget. A year ago, Jada, Bentley, and Michael Marlowe were killed in a crash involving a golf cart on Fort Dobbs Road near Dobbs Drive. 3 other passengers were injured, including Mills' sister, Amy Mills, and her daughter.
She doesn't look good. And I just thought that I was gonna lose my best friend. After losing all the other people that I loved, I was like, I'm gonna lose her. Got it.
Today, Amy Mills is alive, but at times the future seemed less certain.
She is a miracle and she is a testimony. I mean, I have never in my life have seen anything like this. Even her nurses say it.
Recovered, but still dealing with the wounds. Amy's come to peace with matters of life and death. Instead of pure sadness, today is bittersweet as they remember their loved ones. Jada was outgoing and happy, Bentley a humorous, loving boy, and Michael would give you the shirt off his back.
Life is so short and you don't know when you're gonna lose that person.
365 times the world turned, the challenges and pain made it unforgettable. But this family takes comfort that the new day will be worth living.
The city is pushing us out.
Home is a feeling of belonging. It's a feeling Charlotte native Tanika McCoy hasn't felt in quite some time.
I feel left out, lost.
For McCoy, a willingness to work is not the problem. The problem is that her job doesn't pay enough to live in the Queen City.
I've worked hard, and I will work every day until I can. It's either you're poverty or you're wealthy. There is no middle class working towards something.
Rents are rising, development is running rampant, and all of this growth is pushing out longtime residents.
I understand growth. I understand we have to evolve, but it has to be some type of balance here.
McCoy tells me that she can't afford market rate. For example, the average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Charlotte is about $1,800, which is too expensive for McCoy and her son, and she still makes a little too much money to qualify for affordable housing.
We've got to provide a place for these families.
And Livian, which was formerly Charlotte Housing Authority, is trying to come up with new solutions to provide workforce housing, which is housing built to serve families that are sitting in the middle between true affordable housing and luxury housing. Over time, this will become Trella Uptown. It will cater to all types of income, including those left in the gap.
We're considering everyone in our community who's working and trying to make a better life for themselves.
Still, this kind of housing is limited, the feeling of home becoming out of reach for many.
It's an everybody problem.
Reporting for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Lexi Wilson.